Have you ever stopped to think about the energy that is flowing within you right now? I'm not talking about physical or mental energy, but about something deeper, an invisible force that influences your choices, your feelings, and even the paths you follow. Imagine that no matter how hard you try to change your life, a hidden, largely unknown power is shaping your destiny. This power is the energy that you emit without realizing it, which originates in your thoughts, your beliefs, and even the emotions you carry. Often, we are so focused on what is happening in the external world that we forget to observe what is happening inside us. For example, when you are constantly afraid or insecure, what are you doing? You are emitting a frequency that attracts more of these experiences. It may be that you have repeatedly encountered situations of discouragement or frustration, and the reason for this is the energy that you are cultivating within yourself. This is real and it happens every day, to everyone, even you. Think about when you feel confident, inspired, and at peace. In this state, everything seems to align, as if the universe is conspiring in your favor. This happens because your energy is in tune with what you want. What you need to understand is that this energy is always in motion, and the secret is learning to control it. By recognizing that you possess this invisible power, you can direct it to transform your reality. The key to unlocking this potential is awareness. When you begin to notice the energy you are emitting, you begin to shape your destiny. It's time to stop ignoring it and start using the strength to your advantage. Have you ever stopped to think about the impact of your daily intentions and actions? What you do, what you think, and most importantly, what you feel is constantly creating the reality around you. It may be hard to believe, but you are casting a spell on the universe with every decision you make. And I'm not just talking about big choices. It's the small attitudes, the repetitive thoughts, and even the words you say. All of this is creating an invisible spell that begins to shape your life in ways you can't even imagine. Imagine, for example, when you spend the day complaining or worrying about something. It may seem innocent, but what you are actually doing is giving energy to what you don't want. The universe doesn't understand no. It only understands the vibration you are giving off. So when you focus on the problem, you are actually attracting more of what you don't want. Think about a time when you felt grateful, positive, and at peace. How did things seem to fit together better? This was no coincidence. It was the effect of the positive energy you emitted. This is the spell of the universe. Your intentions and actions are creating the reality you live in. You are casting a spell every moment, consciously or not. The secret is to realize this and start shaping your reality more intentionally. The good news? You can change the spell you are creating. Are you ready to take control of your life? So, before continuing, have you subscribed to the channel and liked the video? Don't forget to take this chosen step so that the universe brings you even more of what you want. Have you ever wondered why it sometimes feels like your decisions are out of your control? As if something beyond you is guiding your steps, even as you try to make different choices? The truth is that there is a cosmic force that influences your decisions, often in invisible and unexpected ways. This strength does not come from an external place, but from internal patterns that you have developed throughout your life, from your beliefs, fears, and even past experiences that you no longer remember. These patterns are manipulating your choices without you realizing it. For example, if you grew up in an environment where scarcity and fear were constant, you are very likely to make decisions based on the need to survive rather than creating an abundant life. You may think you are acting rationally, but deep down, your old fears are guiding your choices. The same goes for relationships, work, and even your health. Many times, you make decisions that are not best for you just because you are stuck in past patterns. But the good news is that by identifying these patterns, you can take back control. Here are some simple but powerful tips to change this path. Observe your standards. Pay attention to the choices you make over and over again. What are the patterns that repeat themselves in your life? What decisions lead you to results you don't want? The first step to taking back control is recognizing what is influencing your choices. Question your beliefs. Ask yourself, is this decision being driven by an old fear or a belief that no longer makes sense? When you start to question these beliefs, you can dissolve them and make more conscious decisions. Breathe and meditate. Meditation can help bring clarity. By slowing down and connecting with the present moment, you create space for decisions more aligned with your true self to emerge. Replace scarcity with abundance. Whenever you catch yourself in a pattern of scarcity, stop and remember that you are creating your future. Practice gratitude and visualize abundance in your life, and this will begin to influence your choices in a positive way. Say no when necessary. Don't be afraid to follow your intuition and say no to things that no longer resonate with you. When you learn to set limits, you regain control over your life and your decisions. You may be being influenced by cosmic forces that are much closer than you realize. But the good news is that with small daily changes, you can take control of your life back and start creating the future you want. Tell me, have you already subscribed to the channel and left your like? Don't miss the chance to connect with this cosmic force in a positive way. Do you feel like you're stuck in a spiritual rut? Like something is stopping you from taking the next step? Many people are experiencing a split between two realities, 3D and 5D. It turns out that this step you are ignoring on your spiritual journey may be exactly what you are missing to make this transition of consciousness. The most interesting thing is that this step does not need to be something grand or complex. Sometimes it's a simple adjustment to the way you practice your spirituality that can unlock a new level of perception and open doors to a completely different experience of life. I know this idea may seem a little distant or even difficult to understand, but imagine for a moment that you are living in two dimensions at the same time. The 3D, with all its limitations, worries, and fears, and the 5D, where everything flows more lightly, where you have access to an expanded consciousness, more connected to purpose and universal energy. This adjustment in your spiritual practice may be what separates one reality from another. For example, you may be practicing meditation mechanically without really connecting with the energy behind it. Or who knows, you are resisting change without realizing that it is keeping you on a lower frequency. The simple act of opening your mind to new practices, new teachings, or even to the changes that are happening around you may be enough for you to begin to experience true transformation. I want to invite you to explore more about this in the video in the description, where I talk about 10 clear signs of the 3D/5D divide and how these changes are happening more intensely than you imagine. Don't ignore the power of these transformations. The transition to a new consciousness may be simpler than you think. And who knows, this video could be the missing step for you to unlock your true spiritual potential. Have you subscribed to the channel and given a like? Have you ever wondered why it is often in moments of crisis or doubt that the greatest spiritual revelations arise? When everything seems to fall apart and you feel lost or directionless, it could be a sign that something much bigger is about to happen. It is in these moments of break, when what seemed right no longer makes sense, that you have the opportunity to connect deeply with your true spiritual essence. What you call a crisis can actually be the catalyst for powerful transformation. People often spend their entire lives trying to find a purpose, searching for a spiritual mission that makes them feel like they are truly on the right path. But the truth is that your true mission will not emerge in a planned or structured way. It appears subtly when you least expect it. It could be during a seemingly unimportant conversation, or a moment of deep reflection where you feel an instant connection to something beyond yourself. For example, someone who is experiencing an identity crisis at work may suddenly come across a passion they have never explored before, such as spirituality, meditation, or even a desire to help other people find themselves. This encounter with the true essence happens when you are able to look inside yourself and without resistance. Accept the transformation that you are asking to happen. When you allow yourself to feel and connect, that's when your mission begins to reveal itself naturally. If you are feeling lost or in doubt about your path, know that this is a sign that something much bigger is about to reveal itself to you. Don't rush, don't force it. The answer will come when you need it most, in an unexpected way. I know you may be waiting for something big, but remember, your true spiritual essence can emerge at a time when you least expect it. Have you ever noticed that every now and then it feels like you're going in circles spiritually? You try to evolve, take a step forward, but end up returning to the same point, repeating the same patterns and facing the same challenges. This happens because many of us are trapped in vicious spiritual cycles, which keep us stagnant, preventing our true growth. These cycles often disguise themselves as unlearned lessons or patterns of behavior that we are unconsciously repeating. For example, you may notice that whenever you approach something important on your spiritual journey, a breakthrough, a big revelation, you sabotage yourself in some way. It can be with negative thoughts, fears, or even a feeling of not deserving that comes to the surface. This is a vicious cycle that is created in the mind and that repeats itself until you finally realize that you need to break it. The first step to breaking these cycles is understanding where they come from. They may be rooted in old beliefs that you have carried since childhood, or in past experiences that still affect your perception of yourself and the world. These patterns can be related to scarcity, fear, doubt, or even the feeling that you are not worthy of the transformation you desire. When you encounter this cycle, the key is to stop and reflect. What is stopping me from moving forward? What am I repeating without realizing it? Here are some practical tips for breaking these vicious cycles. Identify the cycles. Reflect on the patterns that repeat themselves in your life. When something repeats itself over and over again, whether in relationships, work, or your spiritual journey, it's a sign that you're stuck in a cycle. Try to notice what always happens when you start to approach a transformation. Break the pattern with conscious action. Once you identify the cycle, action is key. Do something different, even if it's small, something you've never done before. This could be a change in your behavior, your mindset, or even a new spiritual practice that challenges you to think differently. Free yourself from the past. Often, vicious cycles are linked to past events. Free yourself from the weight of these experiences. Practice forgiveness, both for others and for yourself, and choose not to let the past dictate your future. Challenge your limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, are these beliefs really mine? We often grow up believing things that are not ours, or that are no longer true to who we are. Replace these limiting beliefs with affirmations of power and confidence. Accept change as part of the process. Understand that you will not change overnight, and that change is gradual. But by taking small actions to break the cycle, you begin to create new paths that will lead you to a higher version of yourself. Breaking a vicious spiritual cycle is not easy, but it is essential for your growth. Every step you take towards this is a step towards spiritual freedom and a life more aligned with your true purpose. And if you still feel like you're stuck in cycles that limit you, don't despair. Transformation is within your reach. Have you ever felt that at some point, things start to happen unexpectedly, as if something is coming back to challenge you, perhaps in a way you never imagined? That something could be your karma, returning with full force. Karma, often seen in a simplistic way, goes beyond a simple exchange of good or bad actions. He carries with him a weight of lessons that need to be learned and that, when they arrive, have the power to shake the foundations of your life. Imagine for a moment that you did something in the past. Perhaps it wasn't something negative, but perhaps a not-so-conscious choice, or even a decision that unknowingly affected the balance around you. When karma returns, it brings with it the need to resolve what was left pending. This could be a situation, a relationship, or even a moment of introspection in which you need to face old choices and see how they fit together. What seems simple or resolved can appear intensely, asking to be adjusted and understood in a profound way. For example, if you neglected an important relationship in the past, you may later find yourself in a situation where you need to rebuild or even ask for forgiveness. Karma, upon returning, brings learning that needs to be experienced in a way that transforms, without leaving aside the intensity. It may seem painful or upsetting, but it is essential for your growth. Karma does not seek punishment, but balance. It simply brings back what needs to be resolved in a way that you can no longer ignore. Here are some important steps you can take when you feel your karma coming back with a vengeance. Accept feedback with consciousness. When karma returns, it brings an opportunity for growth. Instead of resisting or denying it, welcome it as a chance for evolution. Ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this situation? Review your past actions and decisions. Karma does not appear out of nowhere. Often, it is a reflection of choices we have made in the past. Look at your history and recognize where you may have acted without full awareness or where you left something unresolved. Free yourself from guilt and fear. Karma should not be seen as a punishment, but as an opportunity for healing. Free yourself from guilt or the fear that the return will be punishing. See it as a chance to restore balance and clear old blockages. Learn and transform. The purpose of karma is learning and transformation. Use this experience to grow, to make peace with what needs to be resolved, and to create a new story for your life. Be open to deep change. Karma does not bring small changes. It has the power to shake the foundations of your life. Be prepared for a period of intense transformation, but know that it will take you to a better place, more aligned with your true purpose. When karma hits hard, it is not just a reflection of the past, but an opportunity to reinvent yourself and align your life with the wisdom you have gained. Do not fear this energy, as it is your ally, even if it initially seems destabilizing. Remember, karma will shake the foundations, but it is so that you can build something more solid and true. Have you ever stopped to reflect on the power of connecting without the need for words? We live in a world where verbal communication is seen as the main form of expression, but silence, this invisible and mysterious field, has a power that few understand. There is a magic in silence, a subtle energy that can radically change your reality. When you learn to quiet your mind and connect with your true self without saying a word, you begin to notice invisible forces working in your life in surprising and transformative ways. The great spiritual masters, those considered the chosen ones, they know exactly that. They understand that true power comes from within, and often it is in silence that the greatest changes happen. When you shut up, you not only stop talking, but you make space for the universe to speak through you. This is the secret of those who can manifest intentions and create reality in an almost magical way. It is not necessary to shout to the universe to be heard, because in silence, you create a direct connection with the deepest forces of existence. For example, in moments of crisis or great transformation, silence becomes the key to internal transformation. It allows you to align with your surroundings in a way that words never can. In silence, you connect with the truths that the outside world cannot tell you. You begin to realize that in the absence of sound, true wisdom reveals itself. Here are some simple steps on how to use the magic of silence to your advantage. Silence your mind to create space for the new. Instead of constantly searching for external answers, find moments of stillness where you can listen to inner wisdom and access the truth that resides within you. Use silence as a manifestation tool. By silencing yourself, you send a vibration of pure intention into the universe without external interference. In silence, your energy is clearer and more powerful. Free yourself from the need for explanations. When you align yourself with silence, you begin to realize that you don't need to justify every action or choice. In silence, you are without the pressure of being understood, connect with the cosmos and with others more deeply. Silence is not only a way to connect with yourself, but also to establish more authentic relationships with others. Often, when we are silent, we are more present than if we are talking incessantly. Imagine how this could become a key to unlocking the transformation you are seeking. When you understand the true magic of silence, you begin to become more aware of your inner power and the impact you can have on your reality. And to explore more about how this invisible power can change your life, don't miss the video in the description where I talk about the chosen. Discover why they are considered the most dangerous on earth. These chosen ones know exactly how to use the energy of silence to transform their lives and can teach you how to do the same. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a spiritual practice? Like no matter how hard you try, you can't go beyond what you already know? Like you're in a constant cycle, trying to connect but always staying in the same place? This is one of the greatest spiritual challenges, realizing that we are unintentionally limited to the level where we are. The truth is that many times we are stuck in a practice that no longer serves us or does not yet lead us to the depth and growth we desire. This happens because on our spiritual journey, we cling to what is familiar, what brings us comfort. But this comfort may be preventing us from accessing true freedom and the highest horizons of our essence. The question here is simple but powerful. Your spiritual practice should not be a prison, but a path to expanding your consciousness. If you feel like you're doing the same thing every day without real evolution, without feeling a deeper connection with your inner being, it is a sign that you are stuck in a cycle that has already fulfilled its mission. This often happens because spiritual practice, in the beginning, acts as a safe haven, but over time, it should lead you to a place where you can free yourself from everything that is limited and all the beliefs that are not. Truer for you. Have you ever stopped to think that the true spiritual essence is not just found in the practices you follow? It lies in your ability to renew yourself, to experience, to disconnect from what once was and connect with what could it be. The key to liberation is allowing yourself to explore new forms of connection, new ways of experiencing your spirituality. Don't limit yourself to what you were taught at the beginning or what you already know. Open up to the infinite possibilities of growth and transformation. Here are some steps to free yourself from this spiritual prison and reach new horizons. Recognize that practice is limiting you. The first step is to understand that the practice you follow may be limiting you more than helping you evolve. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I really feel like it connects with me or because it's comfortable and familiar? Try new approaches. Don't be afraid to explore different spiritual practices, different forms of meditation, connecting with the divine, or even questioning your beliefs. The universe is vast, and so should your spiritual journey. Free yourself from old beliefs and rituals. Be careful with the routine that becomes repetition without reflection. Change your approach whenever you feel like a practice or belief is no longer serving you. True spirituality is fluid and adaptable. You've heard about Kundalini energy, but do you really know how it can transform your life? Many people talk about its power, but few reveal the true truth about how to safely awaken it. Kundalini is an intense energy that rests at the base of the spine, ready to be activated. When awakened correctly, it can bring clarity, spiritual strength, and even expansion of consciousness. However, if not accessed wisely, it can be risky. It's time to act and transform your reality. The energy you need is already within you. You just need to know how to access it. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more daily revelations.